And over to Claire and to Liam to introduce our next amazing speaker.
Thank you. Thank you so much to the international panel. Thank you all for coming. This week has been amazing. This is a rebellion and we are not going to stop until the government takes action on this emergency. Extinction! Extinction! Rebellion! Extinction! Rebellion! Extinction! Rebellion! This only works because we work together. We are all crew and we help each other out. I've just got some announcements to make about how we can keep helping each other out. Not one of us can solve this emergency alone, and that's why we're here doing this together. This is how we win. 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 Tell the truth.
This is how we win.
Hear it.
This is how we win.
Louder.
This is how we win.
Louder.
This is how we win.
Can't hear you.
This is how we win.
Tell the truth.
This is how we win.
Non-violence.
This is how we win.
Act now.
This is how we win.
Beyond politics.
This is how we win. This is how we win. This is how we win.
So some trucks have just arrived to the prep over by the arch, and they need help unloading those trucks. So if some people could go from the back and help them unload those trucks, they're people's arrestable people's belongings who are at Parliament Square, and some of the infrastructure from Parliament Square, they need help unloading that. So on the 31st of October, we declared a rebellion against the British government. And on that day, Greta Thunberg spoke to the crowds outside Parliament Square. And now she's come back to speak to us again. And on that day, I was lying down in the road, locked on in an arm tube, blocking the entrance to Parliament with my partner, and 12 of us were arrested. Since that day, over 1,000 people have been arrested as part of Extinction Rebellion. And we need to give those people love and support. So tonight, the police stations where arrestees are sat right now, feeling our love, are Walworth Police Station, West End Central Police Station, Belgravia, Islington, Charing Cross, Wembley, Lewisham, Leighton and Croydon. Now if you'd like to help with arrestee support and you'd like to go and greet those people with love and food and an Oyster card so that they can get home, you can call this number 077 493 35574. That's 077 493 35574. That's our legal team's back office. Can we get a huge shout out to our legal team that have been dealing with all of these arrests? If you want to help with our legal team and learn how to become a legal observer, you can go on Facebook and find out about a legal observer training happening tomorrow from 12 until 5. So that's if you want to be one of the people in the orange bibs who are looking after the people getting arrested, observing the police's actions and supporting our arrestees. They do amazing work. So there's a training tomorrow, 12 till 5. Now, we've had so many arrests these weeks that our amazing lawyers' bindmans are now overloaded. So if you do, throughout the rest of this week or tonight, sit down in the road and take an arrestable action, please ask to use Hodge, Jones and Allens as your lawyer. Bindmans are overloaded. They cannot handle any more arrests this week. And so please use Hodge, Jones and Allens. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot more arrests before the end of next week. What about you? This is how we win. 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 I'm going to hand you over to Claire, who has some amazing more announcements.
Okay, people, I just wanted to let you all know that now everybody's folding back into this site from the other locations. Tomorrow, 3 till 5 p.m, there will be a very large, hopefully, People's Assembly. The plan is to vision what's going to happen in the coming week. We have a culture of reflection and learning and sharing and educating each other and regenerating through that process that's going to take place tomorrow. There are all of our courageous rebels coming together. I think there's going to be some interesting conversations happening there. And then the people who've been putting on all the food for us, who are absolute heroes, are planning an epic Feed the 5,000 event tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Now that's how we win.
Everybody has a place at the table, so please do come along to that. Now I'm just going to quickly read this visioning statement, which we've been having on site every day at 11 and 6 o'clock to remind us all the intention why we're here. So let's take a moment, this moment, to consider why we are here. Let's remember our love for this beautiful planet that feeds, nourishes and sustains us. Let's remember our love for the whole of humanity in all corners of the world. Let's recollect our sincere desire to protect all of this for ourselves, for all living beings and for all generations to come. And as we act today, may we find the courage to bring a sense of peace, love and appreciation to everybody that we encounter, to every word that we speak and to every action that we make. We are here for all of us. And so now I'm just going to bring on two very special people. One of them is a person called Phil. He's been with us from the beginning. He is a veteran activist, arrestee, a grandparent who puts his body on the line again and again and again in the name of climate justice, and Nobel Prize nominated school strike pioneer Greta Thunberg.
Well, hello dear companions. We are in the right place at the right time, and I'm thrilled. Now, our generation has a belief that we are one of the most educated people to arrive on the Earth. What do you think? And many of us in the materially rich countries believe that we have freedom of speech. Well, we'll see. There is, in Britain and worldwide, the suppression of an essential debate. It is the relationship between the current economy and the destruction of the Earth. It is effectively kept off limits by, first of all, the people who most run the economy, financial and commercial top interests. And they are supported by the mainstream media almost entirely. And sadly, terribly sadly, they are supported by almost all politicians. The belief that we can have never-ending growth on a finite Earth was never a starter, and it is still being pushed ahead by all parties, almost all parties, even though it is such the mess we're in. Yeah. I fell for the idea that being a consumer was a part of my security. That's gone a long time ago, but it is still pushed. This is the kind of culture that they are pushing. And thank God we are resisting it. We are saying, no, we are human beings. That's our first. We are citizens, and consumption is only enough. Enough to keep us going, our families going, and share with everybody. Now, research by WWF tells us that we are using 1.7 Earths. That is a terrifying statement. Hang on, I'm getting there, brothers, sisters. You slow down when you get a bit older. Okay. Thank you. That's great. I got it. Okay. WWF tells us that we are using 1.7 Earths. And striking school children are letting us know that that is a big lie. It's not a help at all, and we're not going to accept it anymore. Their focus, that is only a part of things, and I'm going to say some of the others. Huge ecosystems, like the forests, the habitats, and all that lives within them. They are broken down enormously already. There's an enormous depletion and extinction of life forms. There's the warming and the acidification of the oceans. There's the unbalancing of many chemicals, the loss of many minerals. The more we are using, the less we are leaving. And the terrible cost is to those who follow us, that is our children and grandchildren and those who follow them, the poorest peoples who are experiencing the worst effects of climate breakdown and these other things which are being done in their areas. And the other most powerless the most powerless group of living beings is other than human nature. We must be on their side. They can't do it for themselves. This economy has to be replaced by a very different one. which has two aims. One is the regeneration of the earth as far as we can do it, care and regeneration of the earth. And the other is the common good of all people, with no one excluded. To accept the no one excluded must include those who we regard as our enemies. Somehow their humanity has to be connected with. It's there, and they've lost it. And whatever system of money we develop, its primary purpose must be to support and promote those two aims. That is top priority. Be in no doubt that we will be opposed by very strong forces. They've shown they have the power to move us from one bit of London to another, and that will continue, and it will get tougher. They have the power, but we have something much more important. We have the authority, and it's the authority that's based on love and truth. Thank you. I'm not speaking close enough to the mic. Is that better? I'm almost at the end, folks, right? Now, I just want to say something about myself and others. Everybody here, perhaps. My longing is for my grandchildren and their descendants, for their well-being, their security, and that is never going to leave me, and I'm sure it's not going to leave you. We are going to continue, and that is our authority, our motivation. We will build on it, and others will follow us. Bless you all.
Hi. It's an honor for me to be here with you today. Together we are making a difference. I come from Sweden, and back there is almost the same problem as here, as everywhere. That nothing is being done to stop the climate and ecological crisis, despite all the beautiful words and promises. And we are now facing an existential crisis, the climate crisis and ecological crisis, which have never been treated as crises before. They have been ignored for decades. And for way too long, the politicians and the people in power have gotten away with not doing anything at all to fight the climate crisis and the ecological crisis. But we will make sure that they will not get away with it any longer. Humanity is now standing at a crossroads. We must now decide which path we want to take. How do we want the future living conditions for all species to be like? We have gathered here today and on many other places around London and across the world too. We have gathered today because we have chosen which path we want to take, and now we are waiting for the others to follow our example. We are the ones making a difference. We, the people in this Extinction Rebellion and the children's school striking for the climate, we are the ones making a difference. It shouldn't be like that, but since no one else is doing anything, we will have to do so. And we will never stop fighting. We will never stop fighting for this planet and for ourselves, our futures, and for the futures of our children and grandchildren. Thank you.
Extinction! Rebellion! Extinction! Rebellion! Extinction! Rebellion! This is an emergency. No, it's not. And this is why we're responding this way. And this is why thousands of people have come here today to do this together. Because we need to act now. We need to tell the truth, and we need to go beyond politics. We need new forms of direct democracy, and right now we're going to put that into practice with a People's Assembly that's going to be led from this stage right now. So please stay seated for that, and also please stick around because the world-renowned Stroud People's Village Band is going to be playing here later tonight. The world-renowned Stroud People's Village Band, so stick around for that.
Much everyone from joining across the globe. This is absolutely amazing. We've got nearly 2,000.
So if you are getting up and leaving, please remain really calm. This is a big crowd and a small space, so please stay really calm and stick around for this People's Assembly.
Thank you so much. We've had people from all across the globe watching this live stream. Really amazing to be connected with all of you across the globe. Thank you for joining us. That was Greta Thunberg, who was here with Phil Kingston, one of our oldest.
Hey folks, I want to say it's worth sticking around for this People's Assembly. This is a core part of the strategy of Extinction Rebellion. We are here to create new forms of democracy and implement amazing and tested democratic participatory democracy from around the world. And there is also an incredible band coming on after this. So if you are sticking around, I'm going to ask you to sit back down. There are people sitting down now. So if you're able to sit down, you can go and come back in a few minutes if you need a pee break, anything like that. I appreciate that that's what a lot of people might need.
Joining to come together to demand that the government take action on the climate and ecological crisis. Before I finish this video, I'm just going to talk through our 3 demands, remind you very quickly. This is what Extinction Rebellion stands for. In the UK, we are demanding that the government and the media...
We'll just get started here in a couple of minutes once a lot of the movement has died down.
A climate emergency. Our second demand is that people act now, the government acts now, by declaring that they will aim for a net zero carbon emissions by 2025 and halt biodiversity loss. And our third is that the decisions to get us to this point be led by a national citizens' assembly. Thank you so much for watching. Keep tuned on the Twitter feed and on the Facebook page for updates. Sending much love and strength across the globe to you all. We're here in London. In solidarity with everyone.